So let's run down a quick list of battles that you should probably know about from the Civil War. We're going to do this quickly. The first is Fort Sumter. Nobody died. Lincoln was trying to resupply the fort in Charleston Harbor. The Confederates, led by students at the Citadel, opened fire on Fort Sumter. This starts the war. That's what it's known for. Lincoln calls for volunteers. The Upper South secedes, and some of the border states remain loyal. You should know about Bull Run, sometimes called First Bull Run, sometimes called Manassas. So it's the Battle of Bull Run, Manassas. This is the first pitched battle of the war, and it occurs a few miles outside of Washington, D.C. The Union Army thought that it was going to have an easy time going through the Confederates, but the Confederates actually pushed them back, almost to the point where they were pushed into a crowd of spectators that were coming to see them. What Bull Run Manassas is important for is to show that this is going to be a long, hard war, and it's not going to be the quick, easy victory that the Union thought. You should also know the Battle of Antietam is the bloodiest battle of the Civil War, but it's also the battle where, since the Union didn't lose, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation and changes the war. It's the turning point that changes the war from one about preserving the Union to making it also about freeing the slaves. A few months later, there's the battle at Vicksburg. Vicksburg and Gettysburg happened about the same time. Vicksburg is a city that had been sieged on the Mississippi River. It's at a choke point on the river, so by taking Vicksburg, the Union Army would be able to control the Mississippi River and complete their Anaconda Plan. Gettysburg was a turning point in the war because Lee's army had attacked into the north. Is the furthest point that Lee had ever gotten into the north. It was an attempt to convince the Union to get out of the South. It was also trying to convince Britain to join up and ally with the Southerners. After a series of mistakes, one known as Pickett's Charge, Lee's army is decimated, and Lee is forced into a retreat and goes back into the South, eventually just trying to keep his army alive through the Wilderness Campaign. But because the loss at Gettysburg, the word gets back to Vicksburg. Vicksburg, within a few days, surrenders, and the Union military cuts off the Confederacy on the Mississippi River. Lee's troops are in retreat in the South after Gettysburg, and all of this is leading to the Union's new war effort called Total War after Ulysses S. Grant is made the commander of the Union Army.